All right, guys, welcome back. All right, guys. So I want to have a little discussion with you all. Is everybody back? Let's see. Not yet. Oh, wait, yes. All right. Let's have a little discussion on destructive versus non-destructive editing. Can anybody tell me what they think I mean by that? Anybody? Give it a shot. Nobody? You guys can hear me, right?
I'm not too sure.
You're not too sure. All right.
Like
Okay.
maybe making changes to the image that wouldn't be good for it.
It's not wouldn't be good. All right. Let me just break it down for you. So to do that, I'm going to use this image, right, of the Witcher, random image again. Let's use it. Matter of fact, this is on the original document. All right. So first thing I'm going to do is duplicate my background or my layer one. All right. And the reason I do that is so that if we make any errors or we completely mess up the copy, right, we can always come back to the original. Everybody got that?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Okay. Now, destructive editing, let's suppose we wanted to cut this guy out from the background. All right. We would, and somebody tell me how they would approach it. Any ideas?
You can maybe try the magic tool or the lasso or the.
All right. Let's just do a quick selection, right? With the magic wand tool. Mix with the quick selection tool just to get it mostly right around his face area. Okay, now, so we've made a selection. And we've made a selection here towards the back and the left side of the photo of the image, right? It's on everybody's left. Should be. Now, we can, because we're attempting to remove the background, right? We can't just press the delete key on our keyboard and delete that part of the image. Everybody sees that. So now what we have is the transparent squares indicating that here is empty. Everybody sees that?
Yes.
All right. Now this is a destructive edit. Why it's a destructive edit? Because basically we remove piece of the image, we remove some pixels here that we can never get back.
Hello,
Yes?
who's that now?
Rihanna, we are in your phone call. Careful with that. Let me just.
Jared.
All right, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, so this is a destructive edit because we've actually removed deleted pixels that we cannot return. We can try to pull it back in, we can reconstruct it, we can recreate it in a number of different ways. But after we delete it, those pixels are essentially gone. Everybody understand that?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is a destructive edit, meaning we actually destroyed part of the image, right? A non-destructive edit are methods that you can use to add edits, add filters, add effects to your image without it being destructive to your image pixels, if you understand what I mean. So for instance, let's take that again. I'm gonna step backwards to right before we deleted the pixels, right? And does anybody have any suggestions on what we could do to give us a non-destructive edit?
Maybe changing the color, I don't know.
Okay, no. One of the more common effects, or sorry, not effects, but options that we can use to give us a non-destructive edit is by using a layer mask, right? And layer masks are simple to understand. I'm gonna try to get you guys to understand it in this class, okay? Just a second. Okay, I see note there from Helix, the mic on his laptop, but he have Zoom. Okay, well, Helix, we'll look at that afterwards, okay? Respond to the chat message. Oh, you get it now? All right, cool. Okay, so back to our document. So, non-destructive edit. We want to get this part of the image or the background of the image out. We want to get it separated from the main objects in the image without it being a destructive edit. So using a layer mask, what that would look like is layer. So I've made my selection with the magic wand, the quick selection, or whatever other tool that you use, depending on your circumstance. All right. To add the mask, what we will do is click on the layers menu, go to layer mask, and we want to hide selection. Now we can create a layer mask in different ways. We can reveal all, which will make your entire layer visible. We can hide all, which will make your entire layer masked, which you'll see what that means in a while. You can reveal selection, which will make your selection visible, or you can hide selection, which is what we're going to do in this case. So hide selection. Now pay close attention to your layers palette. Right now, your layer is just an image layer that says layer 1 copy. When I click hide selection, notice an additional rectangle gets added to your layer. Everybody sees that? And that is called the layer mask right here. Now, if you notice, the mask has a black portion and a white portion. The black portion represents the area of the image or the area of the layer that is actually masked. And by masked, you can see what it means. It means it's invisible. We cannot really see it. Everybody see the effect here?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, why is it better to use a layer mask? Why is a layer mask considered non-destructive? Is because we can actually come back later on and edit it if we needed to. So one of the things that you may or may not have noticed is that I took off a piece of his ear right at the top there, right? So if we will put back the original image, see, notice that little piece of hair right there that we took out in the mask. So let's just say that was an important aspect of the image and we had to get it back by all means, right? If we had deleted that, we would not have been able to get it back. But because it's a mask, we can actually come and edit our mask, right? And to edit our mask, we basically just paint on it with black, white, or shades of gray. In this case, we paint in black or white. So let me just adjust my brush size. All right. And I want to paint in white because I want it to reveal everywhere I paint. In other words, I want where I paint to become unmasked. All right. So I use the paintbrush tool. I set my foreground color to white. Everybody sees that. I make sure that if you notice, you can click on the image part of the layer, or you can click on the mask part of the layer, right? I ensure that the mask part of the layer is selected so that that's the part that I'm going to be editing. And I can use the background layer as a guide, right? And I simply paint, so let me remove it so you can see as I'm painting. I simply paint over the areas that I want to reveal. And notice it's revealed again. Again, painting with a fuzzy edge brush. You might take your time a bit more if you're actually working with an actual image. But for now, just to get the idea of how the mask works, all right? So you get the idea, we actually got that piece of hair back. We can fine tune it now. See, we got a little bit of extra white. If we switch our foreground color from white to black, we can actually use the same paintbrush, paint on the same mask, and this time hide the pixels. So let me just do a more drastic example so you can see here some really stark brown eyes. I'm going to attempt to mask them out. again, don't ask me why. It's probably not an appropriate thing to do, but you can definitely see the effect of the mask on that. So using the black as my foreground color and ensuring that my mask is selected, if I paint over the eyes, it will actually make them masked or invisible. You guys see that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, again, that would be a destructive or non-destructive edit.
Non-destructive.
Non-destructive.
Non-destructive. And how would we bring that back?
I'm painting it white.
Paint on the mask the area that is hidden in white. So we change our foreground color to white, and using the brush tool, we just paint it right back on, right? So we can edit our layer without destroying the pixels. That is basically the difference between destructive and non-destructive editing. Any questions on that?
No, you cannot.
Kind of straightforward enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
But for me.
Anybody has any questions? Anybody don't understand what masks are and how they work?
Yes, sir.
Everybody understand it, right?
Hi.
Yes.
I just have one question. This
Go
is
ahead.
my first session since I missed it last week, so I just wanted to know, like, really what I missed.
Okay, I recently sent the links right before the class for the last two classes, the YouTube links in the chat group. So you can actually just go and have a look at the previous classes.
Okay, and as for the business cards and the other thing I saw you all did, I have to do that still?
Well, it would be good for you. What it was is two separate homeworks. The first one was to design a business card using what we had done before. We had done 3 elements: inserting text, inserting shapes, and inserting images into a document. So you will have to create a business card with that. And then in the class after that, we had done layer styles, right? And your task for the last homework was to create 3 different layer styles for me. One that would be suitable for adding to text, one that would be suitable for adding to a random shape, which didn't have any dimension or detail, and one that would be suitable for adding to an image like that had detail. Right?
Okay.
But what you can do is when you review the videos of the last classes, if you have any issues, you can just send me a message and let me know, and I can go over it with you.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. All right, guys. So does everybody understand layer masks?
Yes, sir.
All right, let me pull back up that leaf. What am I going back to your leaf? Oh, it's a WebP file. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is copy image and paste it.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
I have to leave the class early today, so sorry about that.
That's fine. I will send the link as usual, so you can just review it. But I think you guys are okay with math. I'm gonna send you guys to do some research and give me some selections. But this time, rather than using layer by a copy to just cut the object onto a new layer, I want you to mask the background. So that is your homework for those of you that might have to leave early. You're going to find an object. You can use the objects that we've used before in the selection classes. You can use a car, you can use an image of yourself. I was actually just going to pull up, actually just paste, right? Paste the leaf. Anyway, and you will make a selection of the main object and mask it out. Okay, I was just going to demonstrate with an example using this leaf. Okay, so for those of you that have to leave, keep that in mind. So save image as, copy image. All right. Okay, so just to give an example, I'm going to do this twice. I'm going to do a destructive edit here, and I'm going to do a non-destructive edit here so we can compare the two. Okay. First thing we want to do is doing the first one, the destructive edit first, right? Using our, what tool you guys would use? Magic wand.
Magic.
All right, so magic wand and one click. Now let me just do this. So guys, just to ensure that you guys have it. So I've clicked with the magic wand. Look at my selection. Is that a complete selection?
No.
No.
Okay, what's missing?
The details of the leaf inside.
Okay, and how could I have fixed that? How can I fix that?
By add to
Add to selection and do them
selection.
individually, right? So I would
Yes.
click there and then 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 click there, right?
Yeah.
That's basically what you're saying. Okay. I want to show you guys something else. One of the options that we probably didn't go through, but it exists, is the contiguous. See that option right there? Contiguous. Anybody knows what that means? First time you seen that? I know you may have seen that somewhere. Contiguous. So it basically means next to, right? And with it deselected, sorry, with it selected, what it means is when you use the magic wand, it's only going to select layers that meet a particular range of color that are next to each other. So if I make one click now with contiguous selected, notice it doesn't select everything because there's a buffer separating this white area from this white area. Yeah?
Yeah.
But if I uncheck contiguous, all I need to do is make one selection and all of the areas that have similar color for the entire layer get selected. So rather than doing multiple individual clicks, you can just do one without contiguous selected, right? I just wanted to bring that up because I don't think we had mentioned that in our magic wand class. All right. And then for the destructive edit, what will be the next step? To get it into a layer by itself, to remove the background. Sorry. We would select inverse because remember it's a background we currently have selected. And we would layer via cut, let's just say that, right? And make the below, the bottom layer invisible. So we have this. Layer free, everybody sees that?
Yes, sir.
Right, so that is our destructive version of the image. Let's do this very same thing in a non-destructive manner. One click to select all of the white areas. And then what will be the next step? To do it non-destructively, to achieve the very same thing that we have here, non-destructively on the right side.
I think you'll have to go in your layer settings.
The layer menu.
Menu.
Uh-huh.
You have to look for mask
Layer mask.
and hide all.
Hide all?
Sorry, hide selection, sorry.
If we go hide all, what do you think will happen?
I guess it'll hide everything.
The entire image will disappear.
Okay.
Yeah?
So it's hide
So
select.
hide selection. So layer mask, hide selection. Sorry. Layer mask, hide selection. All right. So we have two leaves selected here and well isolated from the background. They pretty much look the same. The difference is one, the background is actually still there, it's just hidden or masked, as we like to say. And in this one, the actual pixels that make up the background layer have been deleted, so they're no longer there. You can barely make out the difference between the two. The only difference really is at any point in time, I can edit the mask. All right, let's go with white. I can edit the mask and bring it back into view by painting over it or by making a selection and filling it with color. All right, everybody get that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, let's get on to that. All right. So that is pretty much how you work with your masks. Now there are other ways to do to perform non-destructive edits. We're gonna go through them as we go along, right? I'll explain what would be a destructive edit and how you would do it non-destructively as we move along in the classes. But first, I want you to understand that. So your next assignment for me, everybody ready? You already know what it is. I want you to find an object. Make it a relatively complex object. It could also be the same object that you did in the, I believe, the second class when we did the selection, right? And I want you to mask it for me for the next class. Yeah.
Okay.
So I want you guys to master the hang of working with your layer masks and editing them. Any questions?
No questions.
No, sir.
Okay, everybody else good with that?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right, cool. So that's pretty much what we have scheduled for today. Does anybody have any questions on anything else that we've done previously? Adding objects, working with text, layer styles, working with multiple layers. Any questions on any of these things?
No,
No,
not
sir.
at the moment.
No
Not
question
more.
to say,
Alright.
but in church for you to try to send the recordings, like not on the day. of class.
Not on the day. All right, I'm gonna send this one. We only have the second one for that one. I didn't really do the business card, the first part of it. But I'm gonna send that one as soon as I leave here. I'm gonna put it to upload, okay?
Thanks.
All right, cool. So everybody's good, no questions? Everybody understand how to work with masks and sure they can handle it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, great. What about anything else? Doesn't have to be what we've done. It could be in your own experience using Photoshop. Any questions, any difficulty that you may have had?
Well,
No?
Yeah.
Oh, we are good. So are you ready for some big projects now? That's all you say. Yeah?
I wouldn't say that, but yeah. Can we
Okay.
try? Can we
All right, no problem. Well, let's see how you guys handle that. All right. We're gonna look at your masks in the next class. And then from there, we're gonna start working with smart objects, and then I'm gonna give you some bigger projects for me. Your next project, just so you can start thinking about it, is going to be a flyer. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have you guys put together a flyer. I'm not sure about the details of it yet, but it's gonna be a flyer. And let me give you a spoiler for like 1 week ahead. You're also looking at doing a brochure, a free fold brochure for me in the days ahead.
Okay.
Everybody understand what I mean by that, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If not, you will by the time I give it to you to do. All right, guys. So I'm not gonna keep you too much longer. Relatively short today. Actually, it's still longer. We're supposed to end at 5:30. It's now 5:46. So, but at least 15 minutes earlier than I promised I'd let you go on a regular basis, right? So, enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Yeah.
You as well.
And let me know if you guys have any difficulty with the homework. Please make a note as you use Photoshop of any difficulties you may have. You may be trying to accomplish something and not really figuring out how to get it done. Let me know if you have any difficulty. All right. In the next class, we're going to also take stock of where we are in terms of your preparedness for the exams. Right. We're going to look at what the exam requires out of you. And I will ask each of you to take stock of where you think you are, if you think you have the individual requirements handled, where you think you're falling short, and where we need to spend some extra time. Okay?
Okay.
All right. But last question. How are you guys finding working in Photoshop so far?
TDS, just like what I said in the beginning.
TDS? Why TDS?
Because it's maybe because I'm accustomed with simpler apps that have stuff there for you
but-
already. But
you,
with Photoshop, you have to actually put all of the layers together, and so you have to take your time.
but don't you have to put all of the layers together in every other app? Photoshop is more
No,
tedious, but it gives you more flexibility. Don't you agree?
Yes, I agree with that.
Okay.
But for like with Canva, for example, I would probably just click templates because they give you templates, and then I modify mostly text or just drag stuff around. But with
So, but let me ask you a question though. If you were to start from a blank canvas in Canva, right?
no, I've never done that. That's the thing. Most likely, I would have to put elements together.
Okay, well, here's a challenge for you. And we can do it when we get to the flyer, okay? But create a document from scratch in Canva and a similar looking note. Canva will give you the option to create much more simpler documents. I don't want you to create a simple document in Canva and a complex document in Photoshop. Create a similar looking layout in Canva and in Photoshop, and then tell me your honest review of Photoshop. Okay,
Yes.
as compared to Canva, because working from a template doesn't give you the entire feeling of the application. Because you can work from a Photoshop template too. You can download Photoshop templates for almost anything that you want to design. The difference is you don't really find Photoshop templates because the people that tend to use Photoshop tend to not want to use templates, right? Although they do for certain instances.
Okay.
All right.
But
So,
I already planned to take one of my previous flyers or whatever I did
from Canva
and try and see if I can replicate it in Photoshop.
Okay. All right. But I think the tediousness that you're experiencing might really just be because you're starting from a template in Canva and it makes everything simpler. So you don't have to come up with a concept. You're already starting with a concept that's almost finished, and you really just add in your words to the design. Yeah. Anybody else? What's your review of Photoshop? What do you think?
Honestly,
I really like it.
I like it. Not like it's my first time using Photoshop, but it's not hard to pick up once you really take time to.
All right. We already have the main elements in that you need to do, right? We know how to create a document in any size and for any purpose, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Yes. And then we also know how to add various elements, and we have the main elements, text, shapes, images into a document. We know how to modify our images, edit it, cut pieces out of it. We know how to do that both as of today, destructively and non-destructively, right? We also know how to create and modify layer styles, right? You guys are almost Photoshop professionals at this point, yeah? I'm gonna start sending projects in the group for you guys to do for me. So look out for that soon, yeah?
You taking remote work,
man?
Am I taking what?
Remote work?
Well, no, I run a graphic design company, so I always have work to do.
Available for temporary.
You're available for temporary. You're available to work for free. We can look at that now. We can look at that for the future. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'll probably send some work for you guys to see. At least you get some practical experience and actual feedback to see what it's like working in the field. I think also BTC may have some internship things catered for you guys. So we'll see how that goes. All right.
All right.
All right.
Okay, guys, don't want to keep you much longer. Get to the rest of your afternoon. I will see you all on Thursday, God willing. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Make a note of any difficulties you have when you're doing your practicing, and then we'll tackle everything then.
Okay.
See you later, guys. Have a good day.
Same to you.
Right. Yeah.
Bye.